Millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Make him work. When you get close, he can't fucking fight in the inside. Trust me. How long you been trusting me? Get close to him and just keep poking. When I say penitentiary, put that knife in him. Put him in him. I
know this. Yeah. And I understand that this shit wasn't easy, but nigga, we did it. Yeah, yeah. And all them hoes and all them niggas that wasn't fucking with us, now we them niggas. And now we rich now. We got money. I don't give a shit, no. And we did it. Young nigga come up from nothing, now he getting to them riches. And it's the life of a young rich nigga.
Separate yourself. Yeah, I ain't playing with your ass. Nigga, I ain't playing with your ass. You chasing greatness. You got greatness talking to you. Become great. Non-stop. Keep the pace. I'm down.
Yo, Rize Podcast family, what it do, what it is, how y'all feeling? I hope everybody having a great day today, man. Hope everybody had a good week. And I hope y'all into looking forward to having a great weekend. You know what I mean? So, 5-time champ, 3 different weight divisions, the hard-hitting, devastating puncher. Excuse me. Javante Tank Davis. Redesigning minds one mind at a time. You know, mine is a terrible thing to waste. Under Armour. Thanks for all you do for the gym and the community. EOE, education over everything. Shout out to Bad Girls Promotions, Miss Olivia Pope. Shout out to all the coaches, parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, volunteers. You know what I mean? People just in the neighborhood passing by. Thank you to everybody that helped make that gym go round, man. Shout out to all the fighters, amateurs, pros, pee-wees. Shout out to everybody putting that work in, grinding, man. It's a never-ending grind. So shout out to all you guys, man. Last but not least, man, shout out to the podcast, man, because y'all been coming through, supporting, showing love, hitting the like button, chopping it up with us. Y'all been commenting on the videos. The numbers they ain't been moving significantly, but they moving. So, you know what I mean? Let's just keep the participation going, keep rocking. Y'all can say it with me in the chat. Y'all know who they is, man. They just redid the whole gym, and it's fire. Box. Raw. Rest in peace, Uncle John Boy, Miss Tanya Van Draws Williams Jr. Two of Rize Podcast Hall of Famers, man. Uncle John and Miss Tanya. Make sure y'all go to KanishaBaddy.com, use code TRP, get 15% off. When you leave there, go to noslipgallery.org, use code RISE10, get 10% off. When you leave there, go to MidKillerB.com. And then when you leave there, go to the RisePodcast.com, grab some merch. I think, man, Richie was supposed to be working on some updated merch. So I'm gonna try to have that out soon. Most definitely. But man, come on, man, talk to me. Jerron Ennis versus Usman Lima. Final picks and predictions. Got some bad news. Keith Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora. Whole goddamn card postponed. And it ain't Keith's fault. Keith healthy and ready to go. Sebastian Fundora, you know he's a southpaw. So him hurting his left hand is it's tough. So, you know what I mean? They postponed the whole card. That's crazy. They postponed the whole card, and I guess, you know, that was a pay-per-view, $74.99. So I guess, you know what I mean, they couldn't, I don't know. I think one fighter stopped the whole card. And I get it, that's the main event, the headliner, but I wanted to see that Shockey. I wanted to see that Shockey in a Fulton fight. So prayers for them, man. Hey, make sure y'all pray for Squeeze, man, and his family. You know what I mean? They dealing with some issues right now. So just pray for Squeeze, man. Send them prayer warriors out, man. And it's a lot of people out here going through some things, man. The economy terrible, you know, the job market terrible, finances, living arrangements, kids, wife, husband, aunts, uncles. There's somebody out here going through something, man. So just make sure y'all check on y'all people. You know what I mean? And the one thing I will say, man, if you got beef with somebody over something petty or minuscule that can be worked out or fixed, don't hesitate to be the bigger person. You know what I mean? People, man, the way COVID messed up this world, man, people going to do something. Hold on, give me 1 second, please. You know, there's people out here going that COVID messed up a lot of things, like the people's sense of reality and dealing with human beings. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all noticed it, but like customer service, non-existent. Just the way people talk to people inside of business establishments. You know what I mean? Like the customer always right. Shit, customer wrong is something else now. You know what I mean? And the people are just so far from reality, like it's crazy. So just pray for your people, check on your people, man. Look out for your people, man, because it's a lot going on right now in this world. Brother Kareem Hassan, what's going on? Stretched Out Boxing, what it do? Lewis 4500, how you feeling? My God, Tim Layton, what it do? Tell her wife and the fam, I said, hey, what's going on? I hope she's feeling okay, and I hope she's doing swell. Joseph Foster, what's going on? Mike Rim, what's going on, my guy? Miss Sher, Melanie Queen 27, what it do? Abdul Malik, what's going on, champ? Glad to see you in the building. Al Daily Bread, what's going on? Yeah, I try to keep a brother Hassan, man. They don't understand that, man. And it's like the more tell her I say, hey, I'm glad she's feeling okay. I'll tell her I need them cakes though. Yeah, brother Hassan, these people don't understand, man. And I really had to sit. And I was really like, you know what I mean, with the things that I'm dealing with. I had to really understand, like, my life or the people in my generation. I came up before cell phones, you know what I mean? I came up with cell phones, with the internet, with computers, with social media. So all this stuff is like, I know briefly what life was like without that stuff. You know what I mean? Kids outside playing, having fun. Like, we wasn't worrying about, you know what I mean? You might have wanted some Jordans, you know what I mean? And like, we wasn't chasing those, you know what I mean? What the fuck is a kid in elementary school doing with a $2,500 outfit? Middle school, you got a $25 just to walk around in. You know, that shit was unheard of. You know what I mean? You had rare, you might see it, but like people was killing themselves to try to do this. And it's like, you got people killing themselves to buy the real shit. You got people that don't care, they rocking the fake shit. You know what I mean? And everybody competing, trying to keep up with each other. Don't nobody want to stand out. None of these people that y'all spending all your money on chasing support and give back to the black community, but they take all y'all money. And it's like we out here killing each other, dying over that. This shit is bullshit. You know what I mean? This shit is just bullshit. Just like sometimes I'll be just frustrated, just looking at where we are today. And it's like, you know, I don't speak a lot on, like, you know what I mean, certain things. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it just ain't it. But this shit just got me frustrated, man. This shit really just got me frustrated. We just lost one of our kids to the bullshit. You know what I mean? They trying to keep up with it. Man, this shit is just so fucked up. I remember growing up, man, if we ain't belong out there, oh, he'll kick you up your ass. You know what I mean? Go ahead and take you in the house. Like, that's that village shit I keep telling y'all about. Even the niggas on the corner, boy, you don't belong out here. You play sport, man, get your ass in the, you don't belong out here. But now it's like, man, shit, you got the dudes who I seen growing up as, you know what I mean, the OGs, you know what I mean, the niggas getting money, or the niggas at the top of the table. So now we here. And I'm looking at these niggas, and they saluting the little niggas like the little niggas, the big niggas. And I'm like, ain't no type of order, class, or nothing. Like, how your big homie is that little nigga? You know what I mean? That's younger than both of us, but that's your big homie? Nah, this shit messed up. But let's get back to boxing, man. Boxing Wiz, what's really going on? I really want to see Cool Boy and man. Listen, I'm telling you, Boxing Wiz, I think that was going to be a good one. I think that was. I wish they could have worked out how to not postpone the card, because imagine training and you ain't got. That's not my fault. That you know what I mean. That he got hurt, but I'm healthy for my fight. He's like that shit. That shit just blows me. So one fighter ruined the whole. Not ruined the whole damn card, but put everything on hold. Nah, that's not how it's supposed to be. Yeah, they better. They need to, Tim. Shit. We want to see the rest of that card. You know what I mean? Keith and Fundora, that's gonna be something to talk about. But I wanted to see the rest of that card. That rest of that card some heat. Let me pull this shit up, man. My bad. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. He might have took it off now. He might have took it off. Hold up. I think they took it off. Because I don't see it. Yep, they took it off already. They took it off. They should just made them the main event, bro. This is the second time they got postponed. Yeah. Nah, bro. You got it right the first way you said it. One fighter ruined the whole. Yeah, you come on, man. One fighter. Man, they could have bumped Shock and Fulton up to the main event. You know what I mean? They would have held it down. They could have bumped that shit up and then, you know what I mean? See if you can find Keith something. If not, then you know what I mean? Oh well. But the whole card? Nah. I'm not feeling that. And I'm a little upset. About that. The whole goddamn card. And not just because I wanted to see the fight, because you got fighters that trained. You got people that put their time in, you know what I mean? Effort, and they camps went smooth. So you mean to tell me because he, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. But we got bouts in Lima. Trojan one, what's going on, champ? We got bouts in Lima. Matter of fact, let me do this so y'all can, if y'all want to put y'all 2 cents in, y'all can come on in, drop it down with us, drop it down with me, and chop it up. Make sure y'all send y'all prayers off for Squeeze too. Again, like I said, make sure y'all pray for Squeeze, man. Yeah, but wait a minute, 1 second. Yeah. Oh, they playing games. Miss Mona, how you feeling? Tim Layton, they run out sport with these cancellations. No one gonna care about it. Man. That's what I'm saying. The show must go on. Like, that's crazy. Abdul Malik, yeah. That's kind of alarming right there. That's why I'm at Dodge J. I know they gotta keep that pay-per-view price. I get it, but I think with the timing, if they bump that till January and we get some more Netflix and we get some more fights on streaming platforms, that pay-per-view gonna be a little tough to tough to pull off. So it's gonna be kind of that's wild. And I know I seen the $74.99 Dodge J, but that's kind of tough. Show definitely gotta go on, Tim Layton. Did I put the link in there? Yeah, it was link in the chat if y'all want to come in here and chop it up with me on a panel type tip. You know what I mean? Life is good. What's going on? This weekend I got Jerron, Padley, and Moses. Moneyline, I'm gonna throw a bag on. Okay. Jerron, Padley, and Moses. I'm gonna look up and see what the odds is on that. Make sure you got it on all notifications, Miss Mona. Life is good. He good. I went down to the gym yesterday and hollered at him a little bit. He just dealing with some things. He trying to get worked out. So, you know what I mean? Just all we can do is pray for him. Hope everything get worked out. Dodge J, 100% them free fights hitting right now. Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. So it's gonna be tough. You know what I mean? You trying to come back in January with a pay-per-view, and they out here, you know what I mean? Come on, man. You should start cheering for the Cowboys singing. Never Ralph 707. Let me bring Miss Lisa, how you feeling? Let me bring my guy Aunt McQueen in the building, man. What's going on?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
Man, what's your thoughts on this Keith Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora? The whole goddamn card postponed.
Sebastian Fundora, get well soon.
Mm.
You know, that hand injury, it got to be substantial enough for that dude to have to face postponement. We done seen the guy get knocked out. We done seen him get his nose busted. So, you know, he rough, rugged, and raw. So that hand injury had to be something for it to delay him. So hope he gets well soon. And the rest of them guys, they can get to it because you made a great point. There's other fighters on the card that were waiting for this opportunity. It's a big platform, not just for Fundora and Thurman, but the other guys as well.
That's what I'm saying. I was trying to put. I just had it up, but I had it up on my phone, so I was trying to bring it back up on the computer. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. I'm trying to get the whole damn card.
And that's the unfortunate side of things like this happening when you got these type of delays and postponements. It's the other guys that are itching to get that opportunity. Speaking of getting opportunities, you seen I got my man Frank Martin on the prelims
for
the. If it's not this one, it's the next one. It might be for the Roach.
I seen he was on the prelims, but I know what fight it is. I just can't remember offhand.
I can't remember the main card. I just know that he's fighting Rancis Bartholomew. Shout out to L Dub, the fax machine. He told me this months ago that was likely going to be the opponent, Rancis Bartholomew. I'm excited to see how Frank looks. You know, he parted ways with Derek James. I'm not sure if that's temporary or if he's just going to be training with Buddy McGirt in the interim, but I'm excited to see how that looks.
I wonder why they keep leaving Derek.
Hell, it might have something to do with the division of the time. You know what I mean? You look at all of these other guys, they have people in place. With over there at B&B, you got Bomac, you got Red Spikes, and you got Saul, and you also got Bernie over there Upton. You know what I mean? You got Coach Calvin, you got Coach Kenny, got my man Squeeze doing his thing. You know what I mean? With Derek James, just Derek James, and he had Errol Spence, Jamel Charlo, Ryan Garcia, Frank Martin, and he had Anthony Joshua once upon a time. All these guys, just as one dude tending all these fighters. But from my understanding with Frank Martin, he's not just going to be training with Buddy McGirt. There's another guy, I can't remember the gentleman's name. So he had an assistant, even Jamel Charlo, during his time with Derek James. Remember, he enlisted the help of Joanne Guzman. So that might be the thing, too. You got so many guys in the stable. There's only but so much time you could give them as one trainer.
Yeah. But I know normally in situations like that, you know what I mean? Like, either you bring them in at certain times, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean, we get it all in together. And we do individuals, you know what I mean, as individuals. Ralph 707, appreciate the support. He say, I just want to thank your Giants for beating the fucking Eagles. Fuck the Eagles. We them boys. Squeeze, if you watching, get better, man.
I definitely echo the last sentiments. Expedient recovery to my man Squeeze. That's my dog. I'm happy the Giants won again because it was looking bleak.
That Cam Scatterbo, I like him. I like Scatterbo.
Did you see him at Arizona State though? He been like that. Like he one of them dudes. He run hard.
He remind me of hold on, I forgot his name, the fullback from Georgia. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of his name? Like
he remind me of another 44 that we got. He just don't got the same stature. Bradshaw that we had a couple years ago. Bradshaw used to run like that. He run hard as hell. He running through people. No regard for human life. But I'm excited they got another dub. I'm hoping that they trend upwards because it was looking shaky. We had a couple of guys go on the greener pastures. Of course, Saquon last year damn near broke the record. He could have broke the record, but he sat down. But he ultimately ended up winning the championship with the Eagles. You have my man Xavier McKinney. He left the Giants. He went out there to Green Bay.
I can't even think of this guy.
Catching interception after interception. Julian Love, same thing. He went out there to Seattle, the Seahawks, turned himself into a Pro Bowler. Now you got Daniel Jones doing this thing out there in Indianapolis. People were saying he was trash his 6 years here. So
sometimes it be the program, though. Sometimes the program just ain't a fit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it just don't work.
Yep. Tom Brady about that with Skip Senior. He was saying, you know, the way that we grade these quarterbacks, maybe we should go look at their offensive coordinators and rank them in order from 1 to 32 and see how each guy fares.
Because you got to understand, yo, for the first four years, the offensive coordinator that we had as the Baltimore Ravens did not know what to do with Lamar Jackson. And we had two of them. We had two of them. Neither one of them knew what to do with them. So like, it
had the man running all the time, and meanwhile, this guy could really pass. And now it's to a point where people got to reevaluate. He's not a guy who's just a runner. He's a guy who can pass, who just happens to possess the ability to run. Because he's been lighting it up, man.
Stats are incredible. You know what I mean? He don't even look like he don't even look like a stat chaser, but his talent just so good, you know what I mean? It is natural. Them stats happen naturally. Well, back to this boxing, man. We gotta get back to boxing because I get fussed out. I get fussed out when we don't stay on boxing long enough. You know what I mean? So back to Jerome Ennis and Lima. Who you got and why?
I have Jerome Ennis because of the overall talent. I believe that the dude is going to be rejuvenated up there at 154. After the Karen rematch, he said it multiple times. When I go up to 154, the pop should be different, so on and so forth. And I believe it. Lima, I think that he's a little bit better than, you know, the assessments that I've heard around YouTube. I'm not going to sit here and say that the guy's a world beater, he's a phenomenal fighter or anything like that. But the guy is tough. He's a road warrior. I got to give him his credit. If you look at the past couple of wins that he's had, they've been on the road in other people's backyard. And that's got to account for something. To me, that shows that the guy got the mental makeup to provide the right type of resistance. Do I think that he beats Bouts? No, because I don't think that he's got the versatility. And if you look at all three facets or all three ranges, inside, mid-range, and outside, I feel like Bouts has him beat in 2 of the 3. From the outside and from the mid-range, I feel like Bouts should be able to tear him up. He's accurate. He places punches well, all that good stuff. Lima, I actually would give Lima the edge as far as inside fighting is concerned. It's not a significant edge, but I do think that he's a tad bit better on the inside. You don't think Bouts is just a tad bit?
You don't think Bouts can make the necessary adjustments?
Well, the question that I have is whether or not Lima can make the adjustment to him. Because in order to get to the inside, you got to get past some stuff first, man. You gotta navigate that minefield. And we've seen the way that my man Bouts was dropping that uppercut. First off, I rewatched the Stan Jonas fight. The jab, especially when he was orthodox, it was magnificent. He was working that jab, Senior. He was working the stab jab to the body. He was working the jab up top. He was just, bro, the jab was phenomenal. And then the other thing that I liked about that performance was you see how Stan Jonas had that super tight high guard. He just come forward, hands up. Bouts was slipping the uppercut underneath, had his nose busted up and everything. Then he started placing the shots to the body. So the thing with Lima is, can you get past that? Can you get past the jab? Can you get past the uppercut? And everything in between. If he can, or if he's able to withstand, because he's going to have to take some shots to get in there. can you hold up? Can you withstand that? If he can get on the inside, I think he can get some work done.
I want to see Boots more defensively sound in this fight. I don't want to see him taking them unnecessary hits, or you know what I mean. Just I want to see him be more defensively sound in this fight.
I think Boots is. I think he's better defensively than what he's given credit for. Because one thing I will say this: when he's in defensive mode, and the other guy is getting his shots off, for one, he's got phenomenal reflexes. He's one of the better fighters present right now at being able to rubberneck. You throw a hook at him, and right when that punch is getting ready to touch his face, he's rolling this way like that. And he's either going to make you miss by this much, or he's going to just roll the steam off the shot. And, you know what I mean? It doesn't do any substantial damage. He's really good with that.
He fought. I forgot. He fought. That wasn't Karen again in Atlantic City. That wasn't Karen again.
He fought Roy Monvilla, I believe, in Atlantic City, and Stanionis.
Stanionis, that's what it was. Stanionis got some shots in. And
Yeah,
I know these fighters train to get shots in, but some of them shots that he got in, Boots could have been Boots got caught slipping a couple times. They the shots I'm talking about. The ones that he, you know what I mean, he didn't get the roll, that he didn't get the catch. Stanionis caught Boots a couple times in that fight. That's the defensively sound part that I'm talking about. I want to see him tighten it up.
Yeah, but I mean that's bound to happen. It's easy to say in retrospect what Stanionis wasn't or how he was tailor-made for Boots, but Stanionis is a dude who was super decorated as an amateur. I think he won a gold medal at the World Games or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then this dude is also a world champion in his own right. That fight that he had with Butayev was a hell of a fight. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say that. I'll say this. I was surprised that Boots was able to make him retire on his stool like that, or his coaches didn't want to send him back out there. But Stanionis is a very tough guy. And prior to that fight, he was widely regarded as having one of the better jabs at 147. So the fact that he was able to touch Boots with the jab, particularly when he was in southpaw, it didn't really surprise me too much. So I'll say this. The one thing I will say with Boots is when he goes on the attack, specifically when he's in southpaw, there are some openings just by virtue of his technique. Like you see him throw his brick when he's southpaw. Mm-hmm. That back foot comes forward quite a bit, and there's times where he reaches with it and he falls in. There's a moment in the Karen rematch in between the 8th and 9th round where Bozy was on his helmet about this, and he was barking on him in the corner, telling him, "Stop falling in. You got to stop falling in."
That's my next thing. I want to see that corner operating like a well-oiled machine, because the past 2 fights has been a little, you know what I mean, a little rocky in that corner. You know what I mean? I want to see instructions, and I want to see him displayed. You know what I mean? Carried out.
Facts. But sometimes I can't even knock Bozy because he'll be giving him some sound instruction. But I think just naturally, Boots, for one, the dude is a damn dog, and 2, he's a showman. So I think that at times he gets caught up in wanting to please the crowd. I mean, you can't not want to please the crowd and your moniker is Mr. Catch Your Body. That in and of itself lets you know what the man is all about. Mm-hmm. And just by virtue of that, sometimes instruction goes out the window. But there are multiple ways to, catch a body. You can catch a clean body by just, like you saying, following the instructions and being meticulous about your work and being precise. You don't always got to be loud and proud. Sometimes you might have to put the silence on it, you know what I mean? And go stealth.
But when your coach is giving you instructions and telling you what to do and is pissed off about you not doing what he's telling you to do based on what he's seen and what he knows, I need to see better at it.
I agree. Because I think that's where he gets caught up at times. It's not so much the defense. It's finding that fine line, that happy medium between being offensive, but still baking in a little bit of defensive responsibility. Because it can be done. It can be done. It could be as simple as throwing a shot and getting your head off the line at the same time. Or it could be something as simple as throwing a shot and making sure the opposite hand is in place just in case the other guy tries to counter. Or it could be something as simple as attacking from an angle. Like everything doesn't have to be press. We kicking the damn door off the hinges. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can be offensive and still be tactful and be mindful of what the other guy is returning with. But he does have a damn good chin. I'll say that. Thus far, he's shown a pretty good chin. And maybe that's part of it too. The confidence in his ability to take a shot. And the confidence in his dog and so on and so forth.
Dr. Eugene, it's always stuff that needs to be worked on. It's always stuff. You hear these fighters at the post press conference, even when they have outstanding performance. I need to work on this, or I need to adjust this. I need to, you know what I mean? It's always work that need to be done in the boxing ring. Always. It's always improvement. Come on, Dr. Eugene. You guys,
especially on the technical side of things, because there comes a point in time where you have somebody who's able to exploit something. But this one guy, he might have let you off the hook for it because maybe he didn't have the artillery or the attrition to be able to fully exploit it.
Kevin.
In a major way. Like, trying to think of somebody. Like, let's say if a guy got a habit of overextending, or as my man Squeeze would say, be light on his feet. He throw a shot, but then he's drifting forward. Mm-hmm. If he's in there with a guy that can't really crack like that, you can get away with that. You might take a few shots and then you might get him up out of it. But if you're in there with a guy that can take that half step back as you falling in and drill you with a shot, catch you with stuff you don't see, now it becomes problematic. And then we saying, oh, this guy got exposed. But meanwhile, those habits and tendencies, they've been there. But as the saying goes, winning covers a multitude of sins. So we didn't pay attention to it. We glossed right over it.
I never said his work was sloppy, Dr. Eugene. I just said I want to see him tighten it up. You got to listen. You got doctor on your name. You got to listen. Go ahead.
No, but in some aspects it can be. It can be. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with acknowledging that a guy as talented as he is, especially as talented as he is, can get away with certain things. What do people typically say about Roy Jones Jr.? Oh, Roy was great until his reflexes slowed down, right? That's what people always say. Because he was doing a whole bunch of things that nobody else could do. Fighting with his hands down. Didn't necessarily have the greatest habits. But he'd been fighting like that. It just wasn't until maybe he slowed down a fraction or he fought a guy who had familiarity with him, and Antonio Tarver, that now when he get clipped, he wasn't overrated. He wasn't trash. It was just, these were the habits.
D1 said winning hides everything,
1000% D1, and that's what I'm saying. It covers a multitude of sins. When guys are winning, we overlook all these things.
Jag Queen said, what does Roy have to do with this?
So what does Roy have to do with this? I use him as an example, saying that the same habits that he had when he got clipped by Antonio Tarver is the same habits that he had when he was fighting against Virgil Hill, Lou Duvall, and this one and that one. He just happened to get those guys out of it because they weren't able to exploit it. And nobody's going to be perfect.
She said, leave Roy out of this,
Hell no. Roy is one of the greatest to ever do it. Roy gave my favorite fighter his first L. My favorite fighter of all time is James Toney. That's part of the reason why I developed the black sequin theory. Because my man James Toney had them damn black sequins on that night, and Roy went to working on them. Ever since then, I was like, man, I don't like them black sequins. And you go down the list of fighters that wore them, Jamel Charlo, what he had on when he was out there running around from Canelo, he had them damn black sequins on. But my man Ryan Garcia, when he got punched in his body and that blood trickled down his nose against that little dude, Tank Davis, what he had on? He had them damn black sequins on. Stop wearing them black sequin trunks. But it started with James Toney and Roy Jones whooping his ass.
Yeah, hey Ant. We was at the I think that was the Frank Martin fight. Frank Martin versus Tank, right? Jay Hardcore did an excellent fucking interview with James Toney. I'm talking about the interview was phenomenal. Like I wasn't like I was right there, but I was back a little bit. Just, you know what I mean, paying attention. The interview was phenomenal. I ain't understand shit he said.
According to him, he be playing. Because I saw another interview with him where he was speaking somewhat clear.
Listen, man. I'm talking about the way he was talking with his hands, like you can hear, like he was proving a point. But I couldn't understand none of that shit. None of it.
They did a whole, I can't remember if it was 60 minutes. I gotta find it, but they did a expose on him and how he suffered significant damage to his pituitary gland or something like that. He was getting hit in the head. Because you know James Toney didn't do no type of road work, nothing. He spar. Like he didn't like to hit the heavy bag. He didn't like to do pad work. All he wanted to do was spar. That dude was insane. Yeah, life is good. Roy Jones, phenomenal fighter. James Toney, that's my guy. But yeah, boots, outside, mid-range, I feel like that should be enough because he's a sharp enough puncher. That was the one thing that I took away from watching him versus Stanionis. I was like blown away from his precision. Because hearing both of their shots, man, Stanionis' shot sounded way heavier. And then when I heard Boots say that Stanionis is one of the biggest punches I faced, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because hearing it, it's like, damn. Sound like he was hitting the heavy bag. But Boots, it was like, it was like he was making decisions. He was like a damn surgeon.
Do you want to drop your link in the chat so they can come on over there and check you out once we leave? Once we go out, they can come straight to you, D1. Make sure you drop your link in the chat. Rolls Royce
cracking his prime
podcast.
Hell yeah. And he had speed with it too. It wasn't just heavy hands. Keith Thurman had good hand speed too.
I think Thurman
good legs as well. You said what now, see?
I think Thurman still can crack.
Yeah, I think so too.
We got 74 people in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, please, on your way in, out, whichever one.
I'm bummed about that fight, but it is what it is. I'm pretty sure they'll find a way to get these guys back on track. But when it does happen, you know, hopefully Keith is able to keep himself in shape in between time. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for no freak accidents outside the ring.
That's a lot. You asking for a lot. You know what I mean? That's what you asking for a lot. That's asking for a lot.
Got to put my dog Keith Thurman in like Tupperware, the aluminum foil or something like that, and store his ass in the fridge.
You gotta put his ass in bubble wrap.
Because remember, he was supposed to fight Tim Tszyu. That wasn't even supposed to be Fundora the first time around. That's supposed to be Tim Tszyu. Then my man tore his bicep in the gym. Like, come on, Keith.
Yeah, they can't win. Neither one of them.
You think Thurman wins this? I believe that he can. I mean, it's a tall task, no pun intended. Kendra, what up?
I don't got him, Miss Mona.
It's a tall task, but I believe he could do it, especially with this being open stance. I looked at the Mendoza fight, and I was looking at how Mendoza was able to attack him on angles and keep circling out clockwise. I feel like that's what Keith would have to do because Fundora is tricky as hell to try to attack him head on. Because for one, he's got the reach, he got the jab, and he's got a significant reach advantage in his fight, Senior. Yo, the man's reach is 80 inches. Keith's is 69, bro.
God damn. People might not think that's a lot, but them 11 inches are a lot. That's a lot.
It's open stance. It's open stance, Ty. My man D1 know what I'm talking about. He got to establish that lead foot. So, like, let's say their feet are like this. I don't know if you can see the camera. Keith got to keep his lead foot right here on the outside. Keep his lead foot right here. This is Fundora's foot right here. Keith's foot got to be on the outside and keep turning him.
Yeah.
Keep turning him. Because if he attack him head on like that, for one, he got to deal with the jab. That's already enough to deal with. Two, he got to deal with the damn uppercuts. So if he's on the outside of Fundora's lead hand, Fundora would have to punch across his body virtually to get the key. So I say get to the outside, stay on the outside of his lead. When he does jab, stay low, pivot out, dig to his body, rinse, wash, repeat. Just keep turning him. That's what Mendoza was doing to him early on. He was staying right on the outside of that lead. You got to do that for as long as you can, and that's going to be a difficult task because one thing that I did notice in that fight, and this is a credit to Fundora, was after a certain point, I want to say around round 3, he noticed what Fundora was doing to him, trying to turn him like that, clockwise. He just took the step back. Now that take the angle away. He take the step back. So it's not going to be easy, but it can be done. And then try to catch him in between shots. That's how Mendoza got him. Got him in between shots. Caught him with that shot that froze him. Then put the 2 more on them, little ping-pings. And then that was that. But even then, it's like you got to make sure you hit him with something serious, something you don't see. Because he got dropped by Lubin. He stayed down, took the full 8 count, got up, and then commenced to beating Earth, Wind, and Fire out of my man Lubin. Reconfigure my man's whole face. Like he beat that man's face beyond recognition.
I still want to check them gloves on that Lubin fight.
Bro, that's how bad his face looked. That like if somebody were to tell me he did cheat, now I'm not gonna put that on that man. I ain't gonna put no smut on that man's reputation and say that he did. But if you told me that he did cheat, I'd be like, yeah, it kind of looked funny because I'd never seen a guy's face look like that. The closest thing to that I've seen was probably Fernando Vargas versus Shane Mosley. When he had that nasty ass hematoma and his eye was like out to here. Rockland had a nasty hematoma on his forehead too.
I had one too.
He had it on the head though, like on the crown of his head.
Somebody had one like sitting on their eye. So it was like
that was Vargas.
Oh, all right.
Versus Shane Mosley. Joint was like out to here, bro. Like the size of a grapefruit. Shit was nasty.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, man.
I watched that a couple months ago with Ty. Shout out to Jab Queen Boss. We was watching that over on my channel. I damn near threw up in my mouth when that man eye ballooned up like that. I was like, ugh.
I remember that.
Gross.
That shit was sitting out there like that shit was sitting out there.
Shane was putting them joints on them though. Shane was getting busy in that fight.
Yeah, but man, I just can't wait. I can't wait to see the fights this weekend. You going to the fight?
That's tomorrow. No, sir. I was thinking about it. I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at the ticket price. I seen the ticket for like $77. I was like, I might have to do that. But then I'm like,
I don't know. I should have went, but I was like, I got too much going on.
Then I looked at the rest of the card. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go to that one.
Rashidi Ellis debut. What you mean debut?
Rashidi Ellis pissed me off, man. Not even him. I ain't even mad at him. His team.
Yeah, we got Storm coming too, Taiwan. We got Nor'easter coming too. Speedy, my guy, Duff's Inedible. What's up? What you talking about, man?
Rashidi Ellis about to fight Javier Fortuna.
But what they talking about debut though? I'm not understanding that.
I'm not sure. Oh, you see me and his sister, but I know. She's saying his sister's making a debut. I know Rashidi Ellis. He's
okay.
About to fight Javier Fundora. No, I said Javier Fundora. Javier Fortuna. I don't know if it's going to be a 147 or a 154, but he's about to fight Javier Fortuna.
I think,
and that pissed me off, Senior.
Speedy Rashidi. I mean, but you gotta look at it. Speedy Rashidi messed their bag up when they didn't make that Jerron and Speedy Rashidi fight.
But that's what I'm saying.
They messed up the apple cart on that one.
Bro, his manager said the 500,000 wasn't enough. You think he about to make 500,000 to fight Javier Fortuna?
That's why, like, some of these times, like, you gotta get in your own. You gotta get them out the way and handle your own business. 500,000. You know what I mean? I ain't making 500,000. And I fucked that money up because I took a loss to Roman Villa.
This was the opportunity to get the money. Win, lose, or draw. If he had a good performance, he was going to have more eyes on him in this fight than he's going to have with that damn Javier Fortuna fight. Because that's the main thing. When you fight these marquee names, it ain't even just about the bread. It's the visibility that comes with it. Because then now you can parlay that into more opportunities.
They don't understand that. When you first start now, you got to get it right now. You know what I mean? You work out the rest later.
But if you over there in that damn Team Combat League, that's where Rashidi was. He was over there in the Team Combat League.
Right after he ain't make that fight with Bouts.
And shout out to my man, the Mo City Menace. He was telling me about the pay scale over there at the Team Combat League. Like the top guys in the league only making like $3,500 a round.
Well, I can't. I don't know. I don't know because I heard something else at first. I heard something else. They was getting like 5 or some shit like that, like 5,000 or something. You know what I mean? But I don't know if it changed this go around. But I know I heard when they first was getting started, they was getting like five around.
Yeah, but you got to consider this. You're not fighting a fully scheduled bout.
Yeah,
you're only fighting one round at a time in the Team Combat League, and then your team. You go through the season.
I take 5 for a round.
That's not bad, but I mean, if you get 500,000 for 36 minutes,
like, the Team Combat League came after he blew the 500,000 deal.
No, he was already on Team Combat League.
No, this was after the Bouts fight. He got on there after the Bouts fight.
Senior, before this fight, this is how they got to Lima. They offered Rashidi Ellis the 500,000 before Lima.
What I'm saying is, Bouts and Rashidi Ellis was supposed to fight on the Tank Cruz card. No, Tank Hector Garcia card. Right? Because that's when, because which one come? Because Bouts end up fighting Kern the first time. That's because they didn't make that fight with Speedy. That's the fight. That's the initial. I don't know if there was 500,000 that time, but that's what I'm talking about. That's when that fight was supposed to happen. And Bouts said in the press conference they ain't offer enough money, so we ain't make the fight. You know what I mean? And then
this go round, this Lima fight was offered to Rashidi Ellis first,
and then Rashidi lost the Villa, and then he went to Team Combat League.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, after being in Team Combat League, they circled the block, they reconvened or whatever, but the Lima fight, it was offered to Rashidi Ellis for 500,000. Then his manager was saying, "Nah, we need double that." Rashidi Ellis come back out and he says, "Yo, I'll take it for the 500,000. But by then they had already moved on because it was offered to him. It was also offered to Sergey Boachuk, but Boachuk elected to fight Brandon Adams for the rematch. And it was somebody else. I can't remember who the other person was. But like Lima was like the fourth option or something like that. And Lima's, he's from Portugal, so he's like, yeah, I'll take the 500. But Rashidi Ellis turned that. Well, he didn't turn it down, but his manager turned it down. And then now he's fighting Javier Fortuna, who's like a blown up. I think Javier Fortuna started at like 126 or something like that.
Fortuna, that's the one Garan Garcia fought?
Yeah, 140. He looked bloated and blown up at 140. Javier Fortuna's a little dude. At this point, they just like his management, they doing him filthy.
That's crazy.
He taking whatever the hell he can get, but the Rashidi Ellis thing is just so frustrating, man, with his management. But you were spot on. Sometimes you gotta be defiant and just be like, bro, we gotta get to the bag because what other opportunities we got? So, like, let's say hypothetically, the top end pay at the Team Combat League is $5,000 a round, and you get X amount of rounds there. A whole season still don't even equal up to the $500,000 that you would have got for 36 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm not turning down the 500,000 regardless. Even let's just say, you know what I mean? In all actuality, 500,000, they chop that bitch down off the rip to 250. You take kids, let's just say you walk away with 100,000. Let's just say like that the number's probably off, and then let's say you want give me that.
That's what I'm saying. But most importantly, now you have the exposure. You go in there, you give this guy a good fight, win, lose, or draw. Yo, and I mean this is no disrespect to Rashidi Ellis, because I think he's a terrific fighter. But his last two fights outside of the Team Combat League, like his sanctioned bouts, bro, he was like fighting in a high school gymnasium.
I don't think people understand how important your performance is in a fight. And you don't always have to win that fight if you have a decent performance. If you step up, Christian and Billy and Lester
Martinez.
Lester Martinez. Did you know who Lester Martinez was?
Yeah, I was familiar with him because I seen him over on Pro Box.
A lot of people didn't. Hell of a fucking fight. Hell of a fucking fights. You know what I mean? I don't know. I didn't know who Lester Martinez, but guess what? I'd love to see him again.
And they had a shared opponent too. Both of them fought. What's my man's name? Carlos Gongora.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, as far as the performance that both of them put on, I'd love to see him fight again. I don't know who the fuck Lester Martinez was, but I love. But
most importantly, the platform, though, Senior, you got to see not only a good performance, but you didn't have to go search to the end of the earth for it. Because Lester Martinez, he'd been fighting like that.
Yeah. Hey,
but the thing is, he wasn't fighting on Netflix. So if you Rashidi Ellis, now you're gonna be fighting Jaron Ennis at the damn Wells Fargo Center. It's about to be 15,000 people in there. Damn near capacity crowd. You know it's gonna be on DAZN. Now you about to fight Javier Fortuna on some obscure network.
Hey, and how much do these managers and promoters do a disservice to their fighters?
Sometimes they do a terrible job. Then other times they do a great job. Like look at somebody like George Kambosos. He beat Teofimo Lopez and pretty much parlayed that into, several other big fights. This dude's fighting in Australia whenever the hell he feels like it.
George just got lucky, man. George just hit the
line. But that's his management though. That's his management. His management. If you got good management, they're able to. You know what it's like. Everybody here know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. You know when you down to your last little bit of dish detergent, you put water in that joint and you shake it up and you stretch it until you get some more soap. That's what George Kambosos' team did with him.
You're not supposed to put water in the last. You're supposed to throw that thing away and go get a new soap.
Sometimes you gotta stretch it until you get some new soap. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stretch it. You gotta make it work. We gotta shake it up. Now we got more soap. You gotta stretch that.
Yeah, everybody know about stretching that soap.
Hell yeah. Or you know how it's like when you gotta trick the kids sometimes and thinking that you got more food than what you got. You order a pizza, yo, my man, double slice that.
Yeah.
So instead of 8 slices, now you got 16. 8 slices cut in half.
Motherfucker,
George Cambosis.
You don't even know. You just ate 4 slices. You happy as shit. That's your regular 2 pieces. You know what I mean?
That's 2 pieces. That's what George Cambosis managers did with his career. He got that win over Teofimo.
Mm-hmm.
They stretched it. He got a gift versus Maxie Hughes. Why? Because of his name. His name is buzzing. So we don't want Maxie Hughes fighting Lomachenko. Hell no. So then he came off a bad performance against Maxie Hughes straight into a title fight. The IBF joint with Vasily Lomachenko. That's how it is. When you got a good manager like Samson Lukowicz, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about Fundora. Fundora, what was his fight before the Tim Tszyu fight?
It wasn't
Brian Mendoza.
Yep.
What happened in the Brian Mendoza fight? He got knocked out. He didn't even get dropped. He got knocked out.
No, he dropped his ass, and Timber, he dropped his ass, and you don't do my man Mendoza a disservice. He dropped him. That was a long fall. That was a long fall.
He chopped the tree down. He was Paul Bunyan that night. But what I'm saying is, Fundora's management and Samson Lukowicz, he was so good that he was able to get that man a title fight. Now, it did come with some good fortune because Keith Thurman had to pull out due to the bicep injury. But just to even have him in line as a replacement, and then now he's a world champion. After being knocked out, that don't happen often. A lot of times a guy get knocked out, you get sent to the back of the line.
You got to start from scratch like on Martin.
Bro, what happened with Cool Boy after he got stopped by Monster Inoue?
Yeah.
They had him fighting on the prelims, bro. They had him fighting on the prelims versus Castro. He had to redeem himself in that fight. Not Sebastian Fundora. Fundora get knocked out. He right back in the title fight. That's good management. But then you got other guys like my man Rashidi Ellis. His manager out here turning down $500,000 to fight Boots. Wells Fargo's. You gonna be on the zone.
I didn't know about the second time. That's crazy. I would be mad with my manager. It's nothing you can tell me if I'm fighting on Team Combat League and you turn down $500,000 because it's not even the $500,000 that's really important. It's the opportunity of fighting on that big stage to try to get my name back in the ranks. I don't even have to win. I just need a good. I just need a good performance to have the people interested in seeing me again. So that $500,000 is not just $500,000, and that's where we got to look past these numbers. Because it's also the opportunity that you being the opportunity and the platform. That's crazy work. I ain't know he turned him down a second time.
It was his management because Rashidi was looking at him the whole time, like bro, like. Then he even said out of his own mouth that he would take the $500,000, but his manager was on some. Oh, we got to double it. We need $1 million.
Guess what I would have did? Guess what I would did right there in that instance. You fired. I don't need you no more. Let me get that 5. Let me get that 5.
Yo, his last fight.
He'll get his 10% because he's fired.
His last fight was at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium. Bro, I never even heard of this venue.
Damn.
I need to see how many people that place seats. 2,800 is the max. So he had him fighting in the damn auditorium in Massachusetts. So to go from that to being able to fight at the Wells Fargo,
500, please.
That's horrible management, bro.
It's 500, please. No 10% for you. You're fired. You know what I mean? That's more money in my pocket. Man, yeah, all right. I don't got no money. I ain't gonna say I don't know what that man got, What I'm saying is, I'm fighting on Team Combat League. No knock to anybody fighting on Team Combat League, but I got the opportunity to change my environment and circumstances. You know what I mean? Fuck that. Give me 500,000 because it's just like it's just like anything. You know what I mean? You got to lose the fight to win the war sometimes.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Brian, perfect example is like Brian Norman. He got another opportunity, but it's not the 1.2 or whatever it was. What it was, 1.2 or 900 that they were trying to give him to fight Boot. And they turned it down because they wanted some more. But I don't understand, like, why are these fighters doing this when it comes to Boots? Oh my gosh.
That situation is a little bit more understandable to me because at the very least, that's for unification. You bring in a title, you want something, I got something that you want.
And when it come down to money, right? For me, when it come down to money, just listen to this, right? I think the difference was 200 or 300,000, correct? When they was going back,
I can't remember what the exact difference was, but I do know that Stanionis got something in the ballpark of what they were looking for.
All right, but
I do know that.
Once again, we're gonna go right back to it. 200, 300,000, and that's not really, you know what I mean? That's not really, because the 200, 300,000, if this is my last fight, I can yacht about 200, 300,000. If I'm trying to get an opportunity to get my name bigger or to try to do more, you got to take some shorts sometimes. You know what I mean? Even in the streets when you hustling, you know what I mean? Sometimes you, all right, come on, get that. You know what I mean? But they might come see you 5, 6, 7 more times tomorrow when they only come to see you 3. Sometimes you gotta take them shorts. The win. So arguing over 200, 300,000, and I'm still getting, I think it was like 900,000. They was trying to get the 1.2. I believe that's what it was. Give me that 900,000. That's still more than I ever made in the fight. And I'm getting a platform. I'm getting an opportunity, and I'm fighting. Come on, man.
See, but here's the other thing too. You know, for me, the Rashidi and Brian Norman isn't necessarily apples to apples, considering that Brian Norman Jr. just turned 24. Rashidi Ellis is 32. So Brian Norman Jr., he's younger than hell. Both of those guys, Boots and so he's probably thinking like, hey, I got time on my side. If you don't want to give it to me, I could just keep building.
Ant, listen to this, Ant. Listen to this, Ant. I'm ready to squat over 200 or 300,000, right? When I can go ahead and take this short, fight this man that's supposed to be the boogeyman. If I believe I can beat him, I can take this short because I know if I beat him, I'm going to be able to demand what I want. I don't got to negotiate no more. I can demand what I want. That's the difference. Heather E, what's going on?
But is it just him being the boogeyman alone, though?
It don't matter. It don't matter if I beat him. I beat him. It don't matter. He's supposed to be that. I beat him. I can get the man.
No, but what I'm saying is it just him being the boogeyman alone? Because you got guys out there like Bakram Murtazaliev, who people are referring to as a boogeyman of 154, and he appears to be on an island.
That was 147. That was 147. Speedy Rashidi and Boots and Speedy Rashidi and Boots and Richmond come. That was at 147.
No. What I'm saying is this. Just a guy being a boogeyman alone doesn't just boost the value. I think that now Boots is starting to be in a position to where fighting him now boosts your value because at this point he's establishing a track record.
Here we go.
Being able to sell.
Here we go. Back to the basics. And he's a name at 147, 154, correct?
Yes.
If I beat him, I will get some type of notoriety, correct?
Yes.
I can take that short. I can live off that. I'm still building my name. I'm building me. I'm building my brand. And if it's even if it's not much, long as it's something to boost my name up, I'll take the short. Because look where you at now.
Yeah, look where he is now. He's fighting Devin Haney on Riyadh season on the damn same card with
Speedy. I'm talking about Speedy.
Oh, Speedy?
Yeah. No, Brian made out. He made out. Speedy, not so good.
Yeah, but also again, you know, time isn't necessarily on his side. He's 32 years old. He's on the clock. I feel like he's in his prime right now.
Speedy?
Yeah, I think he's in his prime. And Speedy's been looking good in his last couple of fights, but for one, not the best platforms. Two, not against the best names. Three, you know, his management got him out here auditioning, sparring Jaleel Hackett and shit, when he could have just been fighting boots. Like with Brian Norman Jr., you know, once again, he still got time on his side. And as it stands today, he's still a champion, still got some status. But Rashidi Ellis, you fighting in the damn auditorium in Massachusetts. Like your management got to do a better job with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he's too good of a fighter for this bullshit. Like he really is. I think Rashidi Ellis is a really good fighter. And we've been hearing about this guy since he was coming up out of the amateurs.
And he played with his food and had to pay the price. Because he played with Villa. He played with Villa, and Villa came back, you know what I mean, closed the fight out. But we'll say that for another show. Closing argument.
Same thing as always. Small things, all things. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. Salute to the people in the chat. Hold on, the GOAT moderator. You know, always gotta send love to the GOAT. Miss Shara always holding it down, doing a fabulous job. Peace to Million Films. Senior, appreciate you. Leaving the key under the mat. To my man, to my guy, my ace. Squeeze, get well soon. Can't wait to have him back on the platform. But I'm excited for tomorrow night, yo. Heather E, howdy.
No, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Another dope show, man. Shout out to Million Films, my guy. Heather E, what's going on? Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Another dope show in the book. Shout out to Aunt McQueen for coming through. Make sure y'all hit the like button on your way out. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. We see y'all Sunday.
Some say you forgive, but don't forget it. Now you know how we do. Lock that back door, don't let no one through. I told Michi in these streets ain't no rules. He say, cuz all this life we ain't put on with this. Yeah. And I understand that this shit wasn't easy, but nigga, we did it. Yeah, yeah. And all them hoes and all them niggas that wasn't fucking with us, then we them niggas. And now we rich now. We got money. I don't give a shit, no. And we did it. Young nigga come up from nothing, now he getting to them riches. And it's the life of a young rich nigga.